When I grow up, I would like to be an engineer. I would like to be a doctor.
Growing up, I would like to be a computer programmer.
I would like to be a doctor and a fashion designer.
I would like to be an astronaut.
On September the 8th, 2004, the Learning Place opened her doors to the world, commencing full-time Montessori operation.
The first day was very interesting. We started with 12 students. It was on a bright Monday morning on the 8th of September 2004.
My daughter was the first student outside her own children, that's Bolani's children, and her niece and her nephew.
I remember us starting, but I remember having to accept that this wasn't just going to be an ordinary school. It just wasn't going to be a school for typically developing children, because immediately from the very first day, I became prepared for other types of children, and it opened up my mind a lot more to what to expect in the years to come.
Its first year recorded rapid growth and visible student development. By the end of the second year, the Learning Place, TLP, has filled up to capacity and developed a wait list for student admissions. It was a dream start, and the student got the better end of the deal.
Okay, I went to the UK, and I went to a school called St. Nicholas Montessori Center. It was then in West London, and I was there for a year. And after I finished there, I actually went and did the teaching practice. So I did that at 2 different schools for 3 months each, and then I started to work. So not only did I get the certification, I also then practiced without getting paid. And I did this for a total of 6 months before I then ventured to look for a job. So I was more, and I had done it at 2 different schools, so I kind of had experience from 2 different types of settings. So that also helped me in setting out when I did set out.
As the school consolidated on her academic foundation and development, it began to introduce events and activities that would assist in truly achieving that well-roundedness required to groom the children under its care.
The special activities are very interesting, you know, and this is why we call ourselves we say we give a well-rounded education.
It really suits my daughter because it makes her much more rounded in her approach. I think that she has the potential to be a very academic child if you leave her alone, but I also want her to have social skills as well. And TLP provides that all-round environment to let that happen.
Yes. Education is not just about academics, not even in this day and age. It's so not about that alone anymore. You know, there are many more things that make up education. The specials at the Learning Place include activities like ballet, Taekwondo, French, math science, Lego club, phonics, drama, ICT, Bible class, and children need them.
We expose them to lots of standard swimming techniques at the learning place, from the arm strokes to the kicks, and then to the body positioning, the streamline positioning in water, and all of that at the early stage, so that when they get older with it, they can always swim fantastically well, whether they want to do it the leisure way or they want to do it competitive way.
Well, dance really works well for kids because it's where you find kids put everything they have into their emotions, they put the way they feel, they open up everything, like they pour all their senses into it.
These things help them to think out of the box. It helps their creativity. It helps them utilize other parts of their brains that would not ordinarily be utilized when they're doing academics.
The learning place had the support of the parents who organized its first fun day in April 2007. It was attended by over 500 people and paved the way for the introduction of a sports day. The maiden edition was held in January 2011 and has now become an annual tradition.
The role of a parent in the life of a child, especially in the pursuit of academic excellence, cannot be overemphasized. And partnering with our children, partnering with our school is one of the best ways to ensure that our children be the best that they can be.
Just general activities in the school, parents are always invited to be a part of that. You're not forced, but you're encouraged to be a part of that.
In September 2008, 4 years after TLP resumed operations, a purpose-built building was commissioned. That year, TLP also expanded by opening up its elementary school.
We started at a small building, not too far next door here. We started growing, and the building could not contain us anymore, so we have to move to this property, which is owned by the learning place.
Soon after, in the year 2010, the Learning Place Center was opened, the first ever special needs day school on Lagos Island and its environs.
The center is my baby. I remember I said that when we started at the school, originally on the 8th of September in 2004, we actually opened our doors with 2 children with special needs. So that kind of propelled us. It made us see that we needed to do more for children with special needs. So yes, we would admit them, but we didn't quite know how to work with a good number of them. But then I also happen to have a son with autism, and that's why I'll call it my baby, because he also helped me see that there was a need within our environment for schools where they can learn, because I got to see, living with him at home, that he could learn very well, but he just had a very different way of learning. And in the years, that has also been an amazing journey. It's been a little tougher than the school, setting up the school has been, and keeping it going, because at the center, the entire building contains only 20 children. So in a building that you've paid so much for, you can only admit 20 at every point in time, because it's one-on-one teaching mostly. So it's been a great challenge, but it's been very, very fulfilling and very gratifying, because you see children who will come to us not talking, and by the end of one term, they start off with the one word, and then it becomes a phrase, and before you know it, they're speaking sentences. And I have seen that happen, and now I know that there is no limit to what a child with special needs can do if you empower them.
The journey of the Learning Place reached a major milestone when it introduced the first set of graduates into secondary schools in 2013.
I have seen the children over the years transform, and that for me has been something that I can never trade for. The experience has been so gratifying, so fulfilling, that it's just reaffirmed my belief that this is what I'm called to do. I had actually wondered how they would turn out, because we practice the Montessori system, as you know.
I had fun with my friends, had fun learning.
But amazingly, all our children that have left us have gone into secondary schools of choice.
I learned values. I learned not to cheat.
I learned to be honest. I learned to pay attention, and that actually has really helped me in my new school.
Also personally, if I myself, I find it very hard to learn a particular topic, but with the understanding and patience that Learning Place had, it was easier for me to learn topics that helped me in my school now.
Learning Place was a foundation for my daughter's education, and it's something that I hold dearly. When she got to Meadow Hall, she was always on top of the class.
The first batch of students, we had one of them got a scholarship into the secondary school that she went into. I wasn't expecting that. So that was a real high point for me. It was something to jubilate and something to dance about. And it made me know that for sure we're doing the right thing, and it kind of intensified my passion.
Before that, in the year 2012, TLP became registered as an international school with the UK Department for Education and Skills.
The Learning Place is a Montessori school. And by Montessori, it's a very practical and individualized approach of teaching children. Every child is taken as an individual. We have vertical grouping in our classrooms, and that's mixed age group.
At any point in time, you usually have 3 age groups in the Montessori environment.
You would agree that for you to have mixed ages of children, then they must certainly be learning as individuals, because they won't all be learning the same thing. So it just targets their capabilities as a human being. We get to see what they want to learn because we follow their motivation.
I can say that this is the best method if you want, because we start from the foundation. We start with the children at a very young age.
But having said that, it's not a school where we just let the children be, because there are the myths about Montessori schools as well, where they say, schools where they just let the children do whatever they want. It is not them doing whatever they want. It is us following their direction, but with a lot of guidance.
We work with children based on their abilities. They move them based on their pace.
And so we're not just letting them go to the same shelf and get the same material every day. We direct them when we find that they're going to the same place on a daily basis, because we want them to be well-rounded within the environment. Environment is set out with 6 main areas in mind. We have the practical life, we have what we call sensorial, we have the language arts, we have the math, then we have the cultural subjects, which consist of history, geography, science, and art. So those are the main areas you'll find in a typical Montessori classroom, and that is what we have at the Learning Place.
Initially, when they explained the system to me, I was really not sure whether it'll be, one thing is it'll work good for my girl or no, and 2 is how good the system is, because it is different from the regular system we know. So I wanted to give it a try, and initial couple of months only I was confident that this is good, and I was happy with it.
Honestly, I don't think I can teach in a traditional school, because I appreciate the vertical learning we do in Montessori system.
And also the teacher approach. In the traditional school, it's the teacher that directs the learning. But in a Montessori school, the fact that the child's work is not limited based on the curriculum, and also the fact that the teacher does not teach.
Because it's not so much of teaching children as it is helping them learn.
The progress of my child, I'll say that there's a lot of learning by play. I think that's the most important thing. Every child will reach their academic peak at a point in time.
At the Learning Place, using the Montessori method, we know all the children, and we know what their weaknesses are and their strengths, and we've been able to work with them based on that.
This is my first time with the Montessori approach, and a lot of people are like, no, your children will not thrive in the Montessori approach. You have to do the normal 1+1. But I think it's been so good. We've been very good so far, and I'm impressed, and they're going to stay here till the end. Thank you.
Over the years, the Learning Place has seen approximately 950 students pass through her doors, either for full-time schooling, aftercare, or holiday care programs.
More than anything else, it is our attention to detail. It's the personal touch that we give the children. It's a family school.
We see them here. My 3 children, they've all been here. This one was about 15 months. She was about, 18 months. He was less than 2.
My experience with TLP is, how do I put this? Fun.
So virtually they've grown up here.
It has been out of this world for me.
I'm very happy with the way they are growing up, and we look forward to more of them coming in here.
We're a community and we look out for one another.
Like most schools, is a business thing, but Mrs. Aduela is actually a parent, as in she's a mother. So it's not, they don't run it like a business thing.
But we know I know every child by name, and so do most teachers at the school, even when the children are not in their own classrooms. They know them by name, they know their parents, we have good rapport, we have good interaction with them.
When I bought her, she was 3 years. Yeah, she was able to identify the alphabets. Today she is able to write a story. So you can imagine what's the growth the TLP has given to my child. I'm happy with the growth, whatever she is today.
I have a 7-year-old. He's now in elementary 1. And I'm really happy with his progress. He's independent. He can read. He knows a lot of things that I didn't know at my age.
I wouldn't say any Montessori school is bad. And just as good as they are, we're good also. But I know that we stand out for our personal care and the personal touch that we give to our families at the Learning Place.
Today, commitment of the Learning Place to its vision remains as strong as when it began.
Our vision at the Learning Place is producing world leaders.
We all need to get to that point where we are able to key into that vision and realize that the things that we do, the work that we do, is an integral part of being able to achieve that vision.
I see us being the school of choice, the Montessori school of choice.
We will, as a team, as an admin team, be able to provide enhanced services always.
Hello, good morning, the Learning Place Center speaking. How may I help you?
So when I say enhanced services, I mean everyone. I mean the administrative team, I mean the teaching staff, everyone you meet in our environment.
The environment, it's a very warm, friendly and inspirational environment.
The standard there is very high. We have a principal and a director that ensure that we get everything right. All the resources are available, so you always have something to work with. So the children are also not suffering. It makes learning easier for the children, and even for you as a teacher, you enjoy teaching because you have all you want to use for your lessons.
I didn't have much experience with children, and I came in here, I had to learn.
So which means a lot of investment has to go into our people.
I was an assistant, and here at the Learning Place I was able to do my Montessori program. Now I'm a certified Montessori dietitian.
So we need to be able to acculturate our staff and train our staff and equip our staff to the point where it becomes a natural thing.
I've never worked with children before. Whatever I know today, I just learned it from February till date, and I think it's a good learning place.
Even me, my coming here, I came as electrical maintenance. That's my main idea of coming here. But when I got here, I've learned a lot. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing I can do. Right now, there's nothing, as in nothing. Talking about building, tiling, plumbing, carpentry, everything. So I'm jack of all trades presently, right now.
It's been a learning ground, and it's been a growing ground as well. I've learned and I've grown.
Thank you, TFU.
I'd like to say a big thank you to all the families that have been through the Learning Place. Over the years, we've had at least about 950 students go through us. I thank all the parents that have entrusted their children within our care, who believed in us, who believed we could achieve. Without our parents, we would not be where we are today. So I thank the PIC, the Parent Involvement Club, for their unrelenting effort and their activities that they always do to build the school, to retain our name and to take us to another level. I thank the administrators of the school. I thank the principal. I thank the teachers of the school. I can never ever underestimate what the directresses at the Learning Place have done. I thank the children themselves for making themselves learning vessels that we've been able to deposit a lot into, and been able to get them where we did not even imagine they'll get to at the very beginning. So we thank them all, and ultimately I thank God and I thank everybody. Thank you all so much.
As we mark 10 years of operations today, the Learning Place has remained accomplished and foremost in delivery of first-hand foundational education to children in our city.
I am particularly excited about our 10th anniversary celebration.
Oh, is it their anniversary?
Happy anniversary, TLP. God bless our teachers. Thank you to all my teachers in the last 7 years.
Thank you to some, and please don't punish me anymore to some.
Happy 10th anniversary, TLP.
Thank you for all the good work. We pray that you would even do better. We'll have many more successful years ahead of us.
Happy anniversary TLP, and hopefully we'll be here when it's the 15th. My son will still be here.
And I want to say we've done 10. I'm sure we'll do 100 and maybe in bigger spaces. Thank you.
Oh wow, congratulations. Many more years to go. Congratulations.